Okay, thank you all for popping on for the Team Fierce Ambition inviting call. Okay, so why I wanted to do this is because I feel like inviting for all of us. I'm going to mute you all and then feel free to unmute yourselves if you have a question or want to ask something, and feel free to um, feel free at any point to unmute and ask a question. But this way there's not going to be any background noise. So I feel like inviting is the one thing that everybody struggles with or has trouble with, or it's like the thing that we're always worried about. So why not do a call about inviting? And what I do want to do, what I do want to do is I want to make sure that I'm giving you great information. There was I think I can share the link with you all, but I'm going to talk to you about um, the PB&J method. One of the top coaches, she's up in there, up in the top. I don't know where she is I don't know all the numbers on if she's in the top 10. I'm not really even sure at this point. And that's not offensive to be offensive to her. I just really don't know. But her name is Meg Kozlowski. And what she sort of developed was this PB&J method. And it can be used for people that you do not know, that are new friends or new people that are following you on Instagram. And it can be used for Instagram and for Facebook. So maybe if you're doing a colder invite where it's somebody that you don't necessarily know all that well, you can use it. Or if it's somebody that you do know, you could still use it. Or if it's somebody from Instagram that just all of a sudden now is following you and you know nothing about this person, you can also use it. So I feel like because of the way this method is set up, it it takes away, I want to say, not the ickiness, but for lack of a better way of explaining it, that sort of like that we feel about like inviting somebody. And I'm going to share my screen because I feel like it'll be cool to share the screen so you can see it. Okay, so the way she set it up is, think of peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Okay. So that first piece of bread is where you're going to kind of thank somebody, right? You're going to thank them for liking their post, for watching a story, for loving on whatever it is that you just posted. Okay. The next is the peanut butter. And I'm going to go through like the examples that she gives, but I'm just going to kind of go through this part quickly. Next is the peanut butter. You're going to compliment them, but you want this to be a genuine compliment. So you're going to look on either their Instagram or you're going to look on their Facebook, and you're going to actually compliment them about something real. So this is where it's going to take a little bit of time. Like, oh, something about their children, or maybe something about an outfit, or something about a dog, or whatever, but make it something that's actually genuine. The jelly is where you're going to invite them to join. Haha, jelly, join. Where you're going to just straight out ask them. So you could use this for asking them to join you as a virtual health coach. You can use it to ask them to join you in your next challenge group, whatever. And then the last piece, which I find to be the best piece, is you're giving them an out. So you're inviting them, and then the end is you're giving them an out right in your message so that they don't have to feel uncomfortable. So let me tell you, the example of an out is, if not, like, hey, have you ever thought about being a virtual health coach like myself? If not, no worries at all. I just think you would be freaking amazing at it. I definitely plan to continue supporting you on social media. Have a great day. Thanks for supporting me. So you're asking them, but then you're saying, if not, no worries. Let's still support and love one another or encourage one another, whatever it is. I think I'm going to really try to share this so that you all can see it. But she gave also like flat out examples. So I have been using this method mostly. And what I have done, which makes it easier, is I typed out something very similar. Not verbatim. I try to change it so that it sounded like myself, but using all of the examples that we have here. And what I change is the compliment and something else that I add so that they can see that I was clearly stalking. I know that sounds bad, but that I was clearly checking them out. And sometimes I even say that, like, I hope this doesn't sound like stalkerish, ha, 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 but I noticed that you have a new puppy and we're thinking about a new puppy. How is that? So, like, I'm actually saying something that's true and genuine and relative to whatever it is that they've got going on in their life. But the out is the best. Like, I love the out. And what she also said is this is an all one message. So not multiple conversations back and forth. This is going to be all one message. You're going to put this whole spiel in one message. The time saver tip is what she says is what I tell my team is to look through your posts, your stories, find 5 so that you're sending out 5 invites. The goal is to send 3 to 5 of these 5 days a week so that you end up doing, let's say it's 5 times a week, you're doing 15, which I feel like is kind of doable. Maybe you're only going to send 3. I think it all depends on what your coaching plans are for yourself, what your coaching plans are for your business. But also, here's something that I want to tell you. You may get, I have not, knock on wood, since I started using this method, gotten anybody being like, what's your, like, F off. Okay, I have not. When I have done cold invites previously, like way back when, hey, I'm starting a new group. You want to join me? And I've had people get really mad about it. This one I love because you're giving them that out that if they don't want it, it's cool. They don't have to have it. Like, I still think you're awesome. Still gonna check your page out. Like, this says that it's a technique for adding coaches, but I've also used it for challenge group. All right, now let me see. Maybe if I stop the share here. Any questions about that particular? Yes. Copy the link. Let's see if I can put this in here. All right, can somebody check and let me know if this worked? I put it in the team page underneath in the comments of the invite for this call. Can somebody just let me know if it works and it opens up? Yes, Heather, thank you. So anybody have any questions? Was anybody on that wake up call when she talked about this? Has anybody already been using this? Danielle's shaking her head. Yeah. Yeah. Talk to me.
Wow. Oh, thank you. Sorry, it's like mayhem in here right now. I actually didn't start using it yet, but I had listened to it a long time ago, and then I re-listened the other day. And I just really like how she makes it so simple, like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And
is it an animal?
It's my dog. He's going crazy. You hear him?
Sorry.
I can't. If it's not the kids, it's the freaking animals. I live in a zoo. But like, it's very simple, you know, it's really just about organizing yourself and writing down. Like I'm a pen and paper girl. I believe Meg said she's a pen and paper girl.
Yeah, same.
And, you know, what I found interesting was like, you know, we work on this genuine connection with people. And she talks about not even having to have that like long back and forth conversation. It's like just finding people, like literally taking time to pick the weeds out, you know what I mean, and find the flowers of the people that you want to like really connect with, that you have something in common with. You're not just gonna, there's not everybody you want to be on your team. There's not everybody that you want in your challenge group, you know. Right. So I like the way that she really finds these connections with people that, and then, you know, puts herself out there in that way. And it's just one message. It's like, it's almost like you're just talking to somebody. It's not salesy. And it's funny because I've been getting a lot of messages lately that, and like saying like, hey, you look like a really nice person. I went through your profile, like whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
I think you'd be an awesome addition to my rodents and fields team, or I see you're a health and fitness coach. Have you ever thought about skincare? Like it's kind of like randomness.
Right.
And actually, I'll turn around and I'll say, "Oh no, thank you very much, but I'm really, I'm a beach bunny girl. Like that's just my passion, and I'm not interested." And instead of waiting for them to respond, I actually say, "But I hope we can continue to support each other, and you know, um, please refer anybody to me, and I'll do the same."
Right.
And I feel like I've made a connection now with that person, even though they reached out to me for their team. I turned it around and said, I'm sorry, I'm not it, because I know how hard it is. I mean, unless you literally like have the confidence of like, I don't know, most people I don't know, like putting like an email, like a message out there to somebody you've never had a conversation with, it's really freaking hard and nerve-wracking. And it's not something I think that most of us like to do. But when you respond, like Meg said, with an out, like, well, no worries, like, don't worry about it if you're not. I'm just throwing it out there because the truth be told, you never know who you can help
Right.
at all, and I'm sorry you guys have to listen to this horrible voice, but you never know who you can help or who maybe was thinking about, getting out of their job, or who maybe was like, damn, I didn't have money to put in my car this week, or, my kid wants this lesson, I don't have that extra like $50. Like, you just don't know. You don't, or maybe someone's going through a really freaking hard time in their life and you don't know it. And maybe they do want this community support of a challenge group. So when you think of it that way, you reach out in more numbers, but it's not in like a cheesy salesy way. Like, I went through your profile and, you know, you look like a nice person, you know,
Right.
it's
And
like,
mine, I have really this is why I think when she says, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Danielle.
not at all.
This is why she says pick 5, because then you're really taking time. If you send out invites like this to like 30 people, you're not in one day. I don't think you're really taking the time to like find something that you're connecting with that particular person. Like I I'm stalking and scouring their pages. If it's somebody that I don't know well, and checking out, is there something like that I could connect with this person? Most of the time it's moms, because I feel like we could relate. Not that I can't with somebody that isn't, but I feel like we could relate. Or if you're not a human mom, but you're a fur mom, I can get down with that too, because you have a care and compassion for something besides your own self. Like I can get down with that. Like that's still a mom. Like, or maybe you're single altogether and you're like getting ready to step into that point of your life. So there, I'm trying, just like you said, Danielle, I'm not trying to have everybody on my team. That was a mistake I made before, that I was just trying to sign coach and sign a coach and sign a coach and sign a coach, go, 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 go to get to diamond. And then I completely screwed myself over, because guess what? All of these people that I was just trying to sign up to be on my team ended up leaving because they weren't my people. So I think if we want longevity with our coaching business, and even with people, like the people that are doing this, like I've had coaches that were doing amazing, but for whatever reason thought getting their Shakeology paid for wasn't enough. Like it meant nothing. And I'm like, what? Like, you're not paying anything then. Like, then you're not losing a cent. So, like, you want your people, you want it to be your people. And I think if you take the time and actually do this, the sort of the way she sets it up and like talks about it versus just sending out, like, I'm not degrading or knocking in any way, shape, or form the Diamond Push group that I'm in. But they're talking about like sending out hundreds of invites. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't want to send out 100 invites in a week. because then I'm not taking the time to really check these people out. Then I'm just sending invites to send invites. And I don't want to do that. That's what I've done before. That's how I grew my business before. And it didn't work. So I don't know. That's kind of a rant. I'm sorry. Shut up.
I think there's something to be said about numbers. Like, remember that go for no, like 100 invites out of that 100, maybe like 10 will say yes, like 10%. I think there's something to be said in numbers. But if you're, sorry, if you're consistently inviting, say, 3 people, I think 3 people is a fair, if you're working it as a business, okay, it's a fair number to say that you're going to invite that amount of people within the 15-20 minutes that you give yourself for inviting 3 people. And it's a quality peanut butter and jelly invite. It's not, just like, hey, whatever. But like that I've been getting like all in my inbox. And then you take the time on like a Saturday or Sunday to go through and do like those 5 people where you comment and engage with them and stuff like that. So they see your post more, you see theirs, and so on. So think about 3 people over, just say Monday through Friday. Pretend you don't even like technically like invite on the weekends. Like that's 15 people that week. You times that by 4 weeks, that's 60 people. So maybe you didn't do the go for no in 100, a box of 100, but that's 60 people. If 10% say yes every month, that's 6 people.
Right.
That's a lot.
That's winning. That's winning right there. That is winning.
That's a lot. That's 6 people you helped in some way. That's 12 Success Club points. You're hitting Success Club. You're moving your business forward. You're making money. And something that Chris Downing said in the call Thursday, I just listened to it today because Thursday I was so sick. I tried so hard to stay up, but I couldn't. So I just listened to his call today from Thursday, and because I'm in the Power of I Am group, and he said something so intriguing to me that I never thought of it this way. And I want you guys to, especially because I see some new coaches on the line. And some that have been there for a while, but like our paychecks are not where we thought they would be or expected them to be. This is a commission-based business. There's not one guaranteed paycheck. Every paycheck that you get is because you created it. So you help one person, you sign one coach, you do whatever. Any income you get on Thursdays is because you created it. And I was like, holy shit, like, it's true. We go to, those of us that have like daytime jobs, we go to work, we have salary, whatever, whether we, if we get tips, whatever it is, that's just guaranteed paycheck. But this is not a guaranteed business. So anything that you earned, you created. So even if you don't fully know where you stand or who you are or whatever, or exactly what you're doing at this point, like even if it's like $20, $30, $50, $100, whatever it is, like that's because you did the work and you put the effort in. If you're not making anything and you've been working, then that's when you have to kind of like look at and say, okay, what am I doing that I need to change? And I think if you find in the podcast, the Beachbody podcast, and you listen to the call that we're referring to, the I can't even say her name, Koslowski or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it's such an amazing call. And it's exactly what Maureen was saying. I would love a copy of that Google Doc that you had.
I posted it, and Heather said it works. I posted the link under the invite, the information about this call tonight. Yeah, that post. Sorry. I also want to talk about following up. So, because I think that is also important. If somebody reads your post, great. Maybe they don't follow up with you. So there's a number of reasons why, and I am guilty of it as well, where I will look at something, I can become distracted very easily, and then forget about it because life is ridiculous. Have you ever gotten a message from somebody on Facebook and you read it and like forgot about it and you were like, oh yeah, I'm going to respond. and then you think you might have responded, but you really didn't. But because life is crazy, you never even went back and checked. Yeah, that's happened to me a number of times. Maybe it's age, maybe it's craziness. I don't even know. Sometimes I feel like I can't even keep myself straight. Zip it up there, Malone. Yeah, you like how I use the last name? That was just to be like, um. So you want to follow up, and I don't feel like following up with somebody that read it and didn't respond is a bad thing. And all you have to do is maybe wait a few days, and then you can send them a message to say, hey, just wanted to touch base with you. Didn't know if you saw my message. Yes, I know that you already know that they saw it. Want to know if you have any thoughts at all. Hope you're having a great day. Thanks. Bye. Like, boom. So, Raina Odell, is that her name? Am I saying that right? She said at Super Saturday, and this is information, factual information, that she will message somebody 8 times. 8 before she like lets it go. I can tell you that my coach Dana talked to me probably more than 8 times before I actually said yes. So I don't think it is. And now, if somebody doesn't respond again, even after that message, I would let it go for a little while and then go back to that person maybe in another month or so. Let's say somebody responds and they are interested. Start having that conversation. Let's say somebody responds and they're like, yeah, I'm just not really interested in that. You know, here's a great thing that you can say to like kind of like, I don't know, leave it open ended is, hey, would you mind if I check back with you in a month or two? See if things change for you or if you're ready to go then. So you're asking them for permission. So you're leaving the ball in their court. And you can also put that out there too. If not, that's cool. But if you can leave it open ended and they're like, yeah, I'm just not interested right now. Awesome. I'll keep you in mind for maybe the next time around. And you can leave it at that. But there are people that have said no a million times before they finally say yes. So that person could be saying no right now, but maybe they would be yes later. So I do think it is important to follow up with people, even if they don't respond, because they could be busy. So, or there's lots of people that like to like check something real quick while they're driving. And then they're like, oh shit, I can't answer this. I'm driving. Excuse my language. And then forget about it. Or they look at it, yeah, I'm going to respond, and then forget about it. You have no idea what is going on in somebody's life or what's happening with them or why they may be busy or what else. So don't be afraid to follow up.
Hey, I'm muted for a second, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So follow-ups for me is always something that like you said, I forget because I don't have a really good tracking system yet. And that's something that I really plan on working on a lot. And when you mentioned the PBJ method today, there is a PBJ method, invite to coach challenge group informing tracker. Have you guys seen this one? I don't know if you can see it.
No.
I don't even know where I got this one from, but this is like in simplified form and just perfect for me. I'll post it if I can and send you guys the link to it. I have it just on my desktop of my phone. And it's a daily one. So each day you would fill out one of these forms rather than a weekly one. Because for me, checkboxes don't work. If I'm just checking off that I invited 10 people, that I did this, that's not helping me. That tracker does not work for me. And I don't really use Instagram, so it really didn't work for me. So in that Push to Diamond group, I'm failing at putting my tracker on because that's not what I use. So this one works for me because it's 10 people's names that I would put on, and each person, did you invite to a challenge group, did you invite to a coaching opportunity, did you form with them? Those are the 3 check boxes. And then down here, 1, 2, 3 things to do today. 1, I liked 5 posts, commented on 3 posts, sent message based on 1 post. And there's 3 of those. for daily. And then the checklist items, add 10 new Facebook friends, add 25 people on Instagram, send hey girl messages to all of your new contacts, check in with all challenge groups, post on Facebook, post on Instagram at least one time, post stories 5 times, send birthday messages, thank people for liking posts the day before, and answer all inbox messages. And then 6 follow-ups. You can do all this in 30 minutes. Easy.
I am a pen and paper gal. Okay. So this is an example. I did a transformation post and I wrote down everybody's name that liked or loved and or commented on my post. And from there, okay, so that's pages. In another color ink, this is as organized as this mama gets, because organization and me is not. When I send out my message, I put it in a different color ink, and I actually put the pens with them so that I don't lose my pens. And if I call it forming, which is a part of inviting, if it's somebody that I really don't know at all, that I maybe really have been checking them out, and I would like them on my team, but I'm trying to warm up to them. Oh God, I feel like that sounds so cuckoo. But those people, I will send some forming messages to. So I put an F for forming or an I for inviting, and I'll put IC for inviting coach, or ICG for inviting challenge group. I don't know. I don't have a working printer right now, paper and pen. I was just having a conversation with somebody about this. This is not knocking anybody that prefers to be digital, but there's actual things that happen in your brain, more specifically when you're using a pencil, because you hear, so there's, besides being tactile, you're hearing when you're using a pencil, which you probably can't hear that. Hold on. You hear that? You hear it when you're writing. Stop laughing at me, Colleen. It's true, jerk. You're such a jerk face. I can't even hear you, which is probably better because you're being a jerk right now.
I wasn't laughing at you.
So you hear, not only are you tactile, you're writing, but it's also auditory and you're hearing. So there's stuff that happens within your brain when you're writing. So I feel like writing is better, but some of you digital folks, new age people that like to do everything on the computer. But I say give it a whirl with the writing. I feel like it has more meaning to you. And you're going to remember oh, I got to follow up with that person. Because it's memories. It creates different sort of memories when you do that. Just saying. Anyway. It's all in the follow-up. If you're not following up with anybody that you're sending messages to, though, you're just sort of leaving it out there for nothingness. So the follow-ups are just as important. Anybody have any questions? It's almost kind of weird when you have it on mute, because then I feel like no one talks. I mean, that's kind of it. There are other methods out there, I'm sure, as far as inviting goes. I used to send the hey girl messages, but now I feel like those get made fun of. So Christy, we were talking about that hey girl. I try not to do the hey girl, but sometimes I do because I talk like that. I try to really formulate my messages the way I talk.
I don't say hey girl. I would never say hey girl.
You wouldn't.
And so I'll do something completely different. But it's a hey girl message, but in a different way.
In a different way. Yeah.
Yeah. If Christy said hey girl to me, I'd be like, what?
I actually said to somebody once back in a message, girl, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's just not me. But it's just I wanted it to come across.
I actually went to make a post yesterday and I wrote, come on, something just reach out to me, girl, or something. And I was like, I don't say that. So I took it away.
Correct me. I do.
I don't say it. I know Kate, where'd she go? Did she leave? She
No.
left?
I'm right here.
Oh, there you are. Hi. Did you have any questions about this method? I will share with you the podcast. It's the Team Beach Buddy podcast. They do a national wake up call every Monday.
Yep. I'm subscribed.
Okay, so Meg Kozlowski, of course you are. Meg Kozlowski, call if you want to. But now I will tell you that Kate is not like on Facebook, like she said, but she's doing Instagram, and she like knows all the algorithm stuff.
In my day job, I'm actually head of sales for my company, and a lot of what you're saying right now are methods that I use day in and day out to try to generate business as it stands for, my paying the rent job, as I call it.
So do you find that it's helpful, like that kind of stuff?
I actually even, I'm sorry, Maureen, you were saying like how kind of cringy it is to do that initial like reach out and the initial invite. I call that the burning the pancake, where you always burn the first pancake.
Yes.
You always do it.
Always.
It doesn't matter. Just burn it, get it over with, and then move on. Because when I literally have to walk into a group of people and talk to them. And I just go up to the first person, I word vomit on them, and then my nerves are I do it so bad. And then my nerves are in check and I don't care anymore. Like I care, but I don't care if I screw it up. And I'm there to do business and I'm there to generate business.
It's like when you're ripping off a Band-Aid, right? You rip off the first part of the Band-Aid, but not the second part. And like once you rip the first part, you're like, oh, okay. Right? But like the first part, you're like, because you know it's going to like pull hair. But then once you get that part, you're like, oh God, that was, and you rip the rest of it off. That's what I feel like that first message is like. But the more you do it, the less you'll feel. But I got to tell you, my son is going to be 6 years old. I started this business and he was 6 weeks old. And I still get nervous sometimes. Not even sometimes, almost all the time. I would be lying if I said that I didn't. And there are still those moments where I feel let down or like disappointed or discouraged because somebody said no and I really wanted them to say yes. It's going to happen. Or you'll be talking to somebody. I just want to throw this out there, and this is not to discourage anybody. This is just to be truth. You're going to be talking to somebody, and you're going to be like, yeah, this is really going to go somewhere. And then next thing you know, they're going to be like, yeah, I signed up with my brother's girlfriend's cousin. And you're going to be like, yeah, that'll happen. Believe me, it will happen. And what I will tell you is they're not meant to be on your team and they are not your people. Because if it was your person or people, maybe it's not your person, but like if they were your people, they would be with you.
And the funny thing is that you really only need a handful of people to be like a huge success in this business.
Yes.
And, it's really true. And like I'm just thinking about like Summit, in Indianapolis, like it's going to be almost 5 years into his business. I have like 8 or 10 people. My children and my grandchildren are coming. Some great grandchildren, maybe coaches are coming. And it's like, those are like, I'm so excited to spend time. And I hope more will jump on, before July. But I'm so excited to spend time with those people. Like, I don't want people on my team that I don't want to be around. Like if we're sharing a hotel room and I'm sharing a bed and we're cuddling, I want to like you. You know what I mean? Like I want you to like me. I don't want to feel like weird around you, and so it's like, you just really kind of want to like be a little picky, and you deserve to be picky because this is your business. This is what you are hoping to build, to leave a legacy. You want the right people there, and you're not going to know all the time if they're the right people. Some people you're going to think are the wrong people that turn into the right people. And I know it sounds really confusing, and vice versa. I've had people that I thought were really going to rock it, and then they turn around and leave and don't have any communication with me whatsoever. And it's not that I did anything because I asked. It's just that whatever the reason is. So sometimes you think you have this connection with somebody and it turns around and it's not what you thought it was, and it's okay. So, but you only need a handful of your people. Where more
So
you go? Where did I
I'm
lose
right
you?
here. Where do you have it on? Speaker view or
What?
gallery? If you put it on gallery, you can see everybody's beautiful face.
I don't have it on gallery, and I think we need to take a picture.
Yeah.
Picture time. I can't even speak anymore.
Oh, Michelle. Where'd Michelle go? I'm taking a picture. Ready?
Michelle was falling asleep, I think.
Michelle's
Gee,
falling asleep?
Casey looks so cute with her puppy.
Totally. Look at that little pupper. Totally aside, but what is this little baby right there? Talk to me, Casey. Talk to me.
Um, she's a Maltese Shih Tzu Yorkie mix. Look at
Is she
her.
like a little baby? Like little? Like
She's tiny. She's 10 pounds, but she's 9 years old.
Aw.
My baby.
total not business, but I just finished filling out our application for adoption for puppy.
Oh my God. What
Oh,
kind?
you scared me for a second. I was like, what?
No, girl. Well, that's a whole other topic of conversation. Child, like baby, not right now, but um,
I'm not friends with everybody on this call, so please tag yourself, okay?
I we're looking for a mutt, really. Like I found one that's supposedly a Chihuahua Beagle mix,
Oh,
and it looks like its legs are like this big, but its body is like fatter, and like these ears are ridiculous, and it's so cute. Like we kind of want a mutt. Like it doesn't. We're not looking for like a purebred. We're looking to adopt. Friends of ours have. She fosters and like has fostered and helped, and she like loves this particular. Um, they're not a company because everybody's a volunteer, but it's called Hamburg Mutts, and we're just trying to find. I don't know, a little. I want my kids to have a dog like I did growing up, which is
do it.
going to end up being my dog, and I'm going to be taking care of it the whole time anyway because I'm home. But really, I want a dog. No, I'm kidding. My daughter like takes my husband's phone and puts like his lock screen and like home screen are she'll randomly change it to different dog pictures. She's been doing this for like months. Like I think she's really trying to tell us something. So does anybody have any questions about inviting or like following up or like maybe something that you've tried and it didn't work or your nervousness to try or anything? No? Okay. Well, I'm going to stop recording.